This is a list of the ground forces from Argentina that took part in the Falklands War. For a list of ground forces from the United Kingdom, see British ground forces in the Falklands War. Operation Rosario. Amphibious Task Group 40.1 Rear Admiral of the Marines Carlos Bussa. Amphibious Commandos Group. On board the destroyer Santissima Trinidad landed at Mullet Creek, south of Stanley, in inflatable boats. 84 men. Dubious, more likely 50. Too many for a Type 42 destroyer plus crew. Lieutenant Commander Sanchez Sabarots. Butsos Tacticos, on board the submarine Ara Santa Fe, swam ashore. 15 frogmen. Lieutenant Commander Alfredo R. Cufre, 2nd Marine Infantry BTN, embarked on LSTR Cabo San Antonio. They landed in 20 LVTP-7 amphibious, armored, tracked and 5 LARCV wheeled vehicles and ARA Almirante Irizar, inserted on Stanley Airport by SH-3 Sea Kings helicopters. 500 men. 825th Infantry Regiment Company airlifted by C-130. South Georgia. 1st Marine Infantry BTN, embarked Ara Bahia Bruizu transport and Ara Guerrico corvette. Lieutenant Guillermo J. Luna, 60 men. Preparation for war. Argentina had 7 complete infantry brigades. IV Airborne Infantry Brigade in Córdoba, 9 Brigade in the Chubut province close to the Falklands, the well-equipped VI and 8 Mountain Infantry brigades along the Chilean border, 11 Brigade in the extreme south, and 3 Index brigades facing the benign Uruguayan border. 2 assumptions governed the deployment of the Argentine ground forces on the islands. The junta did not believe that the British would use military force to retake the islands, so the initial landing force had been withdrawn shortly after April 3, and was not reinforced until after the British recaptured South Georgia. The intent was to place a large number of troops onto the islands to dissuade the British from any military action. As the Royal Navy had submarines patrolling the immediate area, reinforcements had to be airlifted in, which limited the heavy equipment that could be deployed. An attack was feared from Chile due to the ongoing Beagle Channel dispute, as Chile was marshalling troops close to its southern Argentine border. The Argentinian High Command had to deploy their better-trained forces to deter a Chilean attack. As a result, neither the Mountain Warfare Regiments, nor a paratroop brigade were available. Furthermore, only a fifth of the cold-adapted Marine Infantry was sent to the islands. The majority of the troops deployed were from subtropical areas, the Argentine Mesopotamia region and Buenos Aires province, and not trained for action in the terrain. These 2 incorrect assumptions led to inappropriate troops being sent to the islands. In the Argentine army, the entire stock of conscripts was changed over at New Year. Soldados Clase 63 were conscripts born in 1963. On April 2, 1982, SC 63 had had 3 months of boot camp. The army tried to replace SC 63 with the newly demobilized SC 62 by the time the British arrived. Theatre of Operations in the Falkland Islands. Guarnition Militaire Malvinas Commander, Brigade General Mario Menende. Three were about 800 men. 3rd Mechanized Infantry Brigade Aggregation Littoral Commander, Brigade General Omar Parada. Brigade Home Base, Mesopotamia 4th Regiment, Mount Harriet and Two Sisters Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Diego A. Soria. 12th Regiment, Goose Green and Darwin Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Italo A. Piaggi. West Falkland 5th Regiment, Port Howard Commander, Colonel Juan R. Mabragana. 8th Regiment, 9th Infantry Brigade, Fox Bay Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Ernesto A. Ripasi. 10th Mechanized Infantry Brigade Aggregation Puerto Argentino Commander, Brigade General Oscar Jafra. Brigade Home Base, Buenos Aires Province. 3rd Regiment, Stanley. Aborted Urban Warfare Commander, Lieutenant Colonel David U. Comini. 6th Regiment, Stanley Common Commander, Lieutenant Colonel George Halperin. 7th Regiment, Mount Longdon and Wireless Ridge Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Omar Gimenez. 25th Infantry Regiment, 9th Infantry Brigade, Stanley Airport, Goose Green and San Carlos Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Muhammad Ali Seinuldeen. Panhard Armored Cars Squadron, 9th Infantry Brigade, Moody Brook Commander, Major Alejandro D. Carollo. 12 times Panhard Armored Car 90mm. 10th Armored Cavalry Reconnaissance Squadron, 10th Infantry Brigade, Moody Brook Commander, Captain Rodrigo A. Soloaga. Artillery 3rd Artillery Group, 3rd Infantry Brigade Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Martin A. Balzanati Notio Malara Mod 56,105mm Field Guns. 2 Exciter 155mm L-33 guns airlifted from May 15. 4th Airborne Artillery Group, 4th Airborne Brigade, Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Carlos A. Quevedo 18 by 105mm guns. Miscellaneous Army Troops 1st Corps 181st Military Police and Intelligence GOI. Army Chief of Staff Troops 601st Engineer Battalion Commander, Major George L. A. Etienne. 9th Engineer Company Commander, Major Oscar M. Lima. 10th Engineer Company Commander, Major Carlos R. Matalon. 601st Commando Port Howard and Merle River Commander, Major Mario Castagnetta. 602nd Commando Mount Kent Commander, Major Aldo Rico. 601 Combat Aviation Battalion C-601 Assault Helicopter Battalion, Marines 5th Marine Infantry BTN, attached to Army, Mount Tumbledown, Mount William and Sapper Hill Commander, Capitan de Fragata Carlos Hugo Robacio. Heavy Machine Gun Company, 27 by 12.7mm MGs Commander, Teniente de Navio Sergio Dacari. Stanley Common. Amphibious Engineer Company, Stanley Common Commander, Capitan de Corbeta Luis A. Menghini. 1st Marine Field Artillery Battalions B Battery Stanley Common. Commander, Teniente de Navio Mario R. Abidal 1,800 men. Dog Section Naval Base Puerto Belgrano Teniente de Fragata Miguel A. Paz 18 dogs, 22 men. Gendarmeria Compañía de Fuerzas Especiales 601 de Gendarmeria Nacional. The following Gendarmeria units were operational in the Falklands. Special Forces units. 6 died in the same Puma crash. May 30th Squadron Atucha, Mount Kent. Squadron Bariloche, Squadron Caliphate, Squadron Esquel, Smoko Mount. Air Defenses Army 601st Air Defense Artillery Group, 4 by Shrike 3 June Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Hector L. Arias Cardian and TPS-44 Long-Range Radar Roland SAM System 4X Tiger Cat SAM Triple Launchers 6X Skyguard Fire Control Radars, each controlling 2 Alicon GDF-002 35mm twin cannons, 12X GDF-002 35mm twin cannons for the Argentine Army, 3X GDF-002 35mm twin cannons for the Air Force. The FAA Alicon GDF-002 guns were sighted on the southwest side of Port Stanley Airport. 3X Alicon 20mm single-barrel anti-aircraft cannons. B Battery, 101st Anti-Aircraft Group, 1st Corps. Commander, Major George Monge. 8X Hispano Suiza 30mm guns. 10 by 12.7mm machine guns. Some infantry units blowpipe shoulder-fired SAMs. Air Force Stanley Airfield Defense Group. Goose Green Airfield Defense Group, Special Operations Group, Westinghouse TPS-43F Long-Range Radar 3X Helicon Twin 35mm Guns Superfleder Misfire Control Radar Elta Short-Ranged Radar 15X Rheinmetall, RH-202 Twin 20mm Anti-Aircraft Guns. A number of SAR 7-man portable short-range SAMs. Navy 1st Marine Anti-Aircraft Battalion Stanley Common. Commander, Capitan de Corbeta Hector E. Silva. 3X Tiger Cut SAM Triple Launches 12X Hispano HS 831 30mm Anti-Aircraft Guns. Infantry Weapons. Personal Weapons Browning High Power Ballesta Molina FMPA-3D MM3A1 Grease Guns L34A1 Sterling FM FAL 50.61 FM FAL 50.41 Mauser M1909 Not used. Support Weapons FM FAP FM Mag Browning M2 HB 90mm Recoilless Rifle FM 60mm Mortar FM 81mm Mortar FM 120mm Mortar Blowpipe MANPADS Anti-Personnel Mines FMK1 No. 4P4 BSB 33 Anti-Tank Mines C3 BFMK3M1 No. 6 SB 81 Casualties. Argentine Army. 194 List Argentine Army Casualties. Argentine Navy. 34 Marines. Gendarmeria Nacional Argentina. 7 Commandos.